Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diary. So today I'll make another video on the same series of lazy programming series, and in this video itself I'll give it another challenge. That's a challenge number 5, and let me explain you about the challenge itself, then we see the code. You just have to break this video in two parts. One, when I'm explaining the problem statement for you, just understand the problem statement and pause the video. Don't go for the code section, just for a solution for it first. Try to make that code from your side. If you're able to make that code, or try your best, like just to complete 25%, 50%, 75%, or if you are able to complete the whole 100%, that's far better for it. On the basis of that only, just proceed further with the solution part and try to see the solution and try to correlate how much you're correct about. Like whenever you're making some code, you try to optimize the code. So definitely, like when I'm making a code, it's different, but when you're making a code, it's different. So definitely try to correlate both the things, like how to make that optimized code, how to make the efficient code about it. So if you're not write the code, seeing the solution directly, there's not giving any much benefit to you. But if you're trying to make the code from your side, and whatever the mistakes you're making it, that you can correlate in the actual solution for it, and then you can try to avoid those mistakes in the later phase when you're trying to make the any actual code in the later phase itself. You can able to make that very easily, as you are aware about the problems which you are understand, and you are able to solve that very easily. Okay, let me go to the explanation part first and then we'll go to the code part. So this time, this is a game. It's a rock paper scissors, which you are already aware about it. This is one of the game which normally people are playing it. So overview, I'll just give it first for you. The rock paper scissors is a classic hand game, typically played between two peoples. Like though two peoples are playing that thing, and where each player simultaneously forms one of the three shapes with an outstretched hand. So with the hands itself, we'll try to pick the option itself. So there are three options. Out of that, we have to pick one option. Each guy have to pick one option, and with a hand stretched hand. Okay. So possible hand shapes are the rock. Rock, if anyone is calling as a rock, then a fist, a person is showing as a wrist. Fist, I'm just talking about. If an open hand, then we can call it as that's a part of the paper itself. If anyone is pick a paper, then in that case it's considered as an open hand. And the third one is a scissor, a wrist with a middle index and the middle finger extends and forming a V shape, then we call it as a scissor, like this itself. That's a scissor. So now the outcome of the game is determined by the chosen shapes. Rock crush the scissor, scissor cuts the paper, and the paper cover the rock. So that's totally depend on it, how we are picking it, the combination for it. Accordingly, we'll try to get it selected. Now over here itself, one player, you are when you're running the code itself, when whatever the code I have prepared it, so in that computer is also picking the random one, and other than that we are seeing one of the option where even a computer selecting, and you are also giving one of the input, and at that time if it's get tie, you're getting a tie. If you are winning it, then in that case you are the winner. If the computer is winning it, so it's all the combination, anything can be happen. Computer can pick anything randomly, and you are picking your choice on the basis of the selection. Either it's get a win, tie, or it's a lose. These are the three conditions which you can get it. Okay, let me proceed further with the game mechanics. So player inputs, the game starts by prompting each player to choose one of the three shapes, like either a rock, paper, and scissor. You have to mention it very clearly, the whole word you have to mention it. You can optimize this code by like whatever the code I have written it. So in that, I just wanted like everyone to mention the whole. Rock is a keyword, paper is a keyword, and they have to mention it completely. But just to make that efficient, you have to get it defined, like if a person have put 1, that's considered as a rock. If a person have put 2, then it's considered as a paper. If person have put 3, then it's considered as a scissor. Now the outcome determination is once both the players have made their selections, the game compares the choices to determine the winner based on the rules: rock crush scissor, scissor cut paper, and the paper covers the rock. In both players chooses the same shape, the game is a tie. So that's outcome of we are getting it on the basis of the choices of you and the computer. The third one is a display result itself. After determining the winner or declaring a tie, the game display the result to the player itself. And if you want to go for once again to play it, then that's also one of the option we have it. So how we do the implementation for it: user interface, randomization, input handling, and the game loop and scalability. Okay, so everything I'll try to get explained. Like user interface, develop a user-friendly interfaces to prompt player for their choices and display the game result. That's it. That's a user interface. Now talking about the randomization, it's definitely a computer is utilizing that, as whatever the choice we are giving it from our side, that's a manual one, but we wanted another player which we are considered as a computer, that the choice will be considered by the random pick. So we are just giving 3 choices. Out of that, the computer is picking any one choice and it's trying to get it checked with our choice, and then a result will be get it popped on our screen itself. So that's everything is coming under the randomization itself. Now input handling itself, like if a person implement input validation to ensure that the player enter a valid choices rock paper scissors and handle any incorrect input gracefully. Okay, if the input given by the user is not appropriate, then in that case we have already defined one of the message over there in the code itself, so it's automatically get popped up like the choice is not appropriate as per the choice provided. That was one of the statement. Now we go to the game loop. Like if we wanted the player have not win it, that player want to get it play once again, so we are giving a choice option like yes or no, whether you want to play once again or not. If the person is saying no, then in that case it's automatically get terminated and the game is over. So scalability, consider expanding the game by adding features such as graphical interfaces, sound effects, additional game modes, and this is I'm not doing it. This is just for, I can say that if you want to customize the code and you wanted that to be more fancy, then in that case these are the things you can try to do that and make it on a bigger level itself, if you wanted that code to be on a higher level. My code is just a basic code, just to get it explain you about the functionality for it, just try to cover most of the stuffs about it, but the scalability is not one other thing, as I'm not using the code, it's as an actual game in front of many users itself. This is just example for it. Okay, if you want to customize, you can do that, you can use the code and you can customize as per your need. Now let me go to the system and explain you about the whole code about it, how exactly the code will work and how we able to get the details about it, how we get the results, everything I'll try to get it cover, and even in my documentation you can get the details about it, whatever the description, problem statement I have explained you, everything is get it covered in my documentation, even in my blog also you will get the details about it. Okay, let me go to the system now and explain you about with the code. So now we are seeing the actual code about it. So this is one of the library which we have already discussed about in our previous one, like random. Even I have explained you about the random one in my previous code itself. You can able to see that lecture, and if you're not able to understand, then try to see the twice time, just see the same lecture, and it's still like I think you can able to understand by that way. So this is just a random which we are using it just to generate a random number itself, just to pick the any choice. Number is just one of the thing. We can give it a range. If we have provided choices, we wanted something to be get it picked randomly, for that we are using it. Normally other functions also be there itself, but this is the basic one for which we are utilizing it. Okay, now this is one of the function which we have to define it first. Okay, what actually is happening over here itself? So we are giving a function name as a play round, and then we have to give it 2 choices. One choice is of the player itself, whatever the choice we are getting it from here itself, from the main. So I'm just explaining the main also, then you can able to understand very well how exactly is it. So we are getting one choice of the player itself, and the computer choice also we are getting from there itself. Now if we want to compare both the player, then in that case if it's both the value are same, then in that case it's a tie. We wanted some result also be there itself, so comparison, taking inputs, everything is okay, but we just wanted that to be get it compare, get the results appropriately. The results part is coming from this section itself. Okay, so when we are trying to compare the both the values, then in that case we are getting the results accordingly. Now if we're talking about the next section, which is Aleph, a player undergoes choice. So this is a rock, this is a Caesar. Look, if a player choice, like I'm just trying to map it as per the player only, I'm not considered about the computer, like player is my priority. So the player is pick the choice as rock and the computer pick as Caesar, then in that case what exactly is happening? If a player have picked this Caesar and the computer have picked the paper, if the player have picked the paper and the computer have picked the rock, you in all the cases you are the winner, and the rest other ways like computer wins. Okay, so whatever the choices I'm giving over here itself, it's totally be favorable for the player, not for the computer. If these choices are not there, you are not capable enough to like fulfill all these choices, then in that case Another case, that is a else one, there the computer will win. Okay, this is all about the result which we are getting it. Now talking about the actual crunch part itself, where we are giving an input, we are getting the output. So this is a one of the function main, we are preparing it, and inside of that we are giving a choices first initially from our side, as we wanted a random be run over there itself by the computer itself just to pick one choice. That was the reason we are giving as a list from our side, so that we can force the computer to pick one choice out of it. Now going inside of it, till the value will be true, like till the condition of the while is true, then in that case the player choice input you can take it from the user itself. That value you can take it in a lower case itself, and then in that case either you have to get it come, like if the user is putting in a uppercase also, you can get it converted in a lower, but by default you're getting in a lower ways itself. Okay, now after that, if the player choice not in choice, if the value that is putting in the provided by the user, it's not in a choice itself, then in that case you simply have to get it, compare that and put it that. Okay, what I'm telling, like if a user have put it the choice which is other than the rock paper scissors, like any other choice, like a test, test 1, test 2, something like that, which is not in a list, which is not a choice, then in that case this is the output you can print it on a screen itself, and this is the condition which we have to check by which we are printing this. Okay, if this is not, then in that case continue. And now after that, what actually now the computer is choice one have to pick. So for that we wanted a random is one of the syntax for it, this is a variable name, and this is a choice for which we wanted that to be get it. So we are choosing something, so that was the reason I'm using as a choice. And now this is the one of the list, the name of the list itself, where we are creating a list, we are putting the name of that over here itself just to pick that, and whatever the output we are getting it, it's get it printed over here itself. Okay, so that to be get it printed. Now what exactly is happening, we are just passing this over here itself, we just wanted like this to be get it pass to this section, and the result we are getting it automatically as per that, whatever the result is it, we are getting that on our screen. So that result also we are trying to print it over here itself. So we are calling that request to the another function, get that output and print it over here itself. And again, if we wanted that same condition, we wanted that to be get it play once again, then in that case you simply either have to select yes or no. On the basis of that it will get continue. If the player say yes, it's automatically break it. Okay, and in case if a user is saying no, it's automatically go out of it. So that was one of the thing we wanted that to be if we want to proceed further with that, we wanted that to be play again, then in that case we have to simply have to select yes, it's break that, and once again it will run once again. If you wanted no, then in that case automatically is coming out of it, and you will not no more be accessing this code, like accessing, you are not a part of the game itself, and once again you have to run that code and you can get that output about it, or you can play the game once again. Now let me run the code. So taking example, I'll pick as a rock. So in that case you can see computer choice is paper and you have win that. Okay, so that was one of the thing. If I'll just type it as yes, then in that case this game will run it continuously till I am not saying as no. Till then it will run continuously for it. So that's all about the actually explanation for it, like how exactly we wanted to solve the challenge number 5. And this is a very easy code itself, but the concept you just have to fulfill all the stuffs about it, try to overcome all the possibilities from where either your code will not efficiently be working. So try all the possibility to be overcome by that way. You can customize the code as per the need and try to make it with the sound and with the graphics, anything you can use it as per the need itself. Okay, so try your best for the same code itself if you are reached to this level. So thank you so much once again for seeing this video itself. If you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.